Hey guys, Retro Gaming Maniac here, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and today we're looking at the best games to play on Christmas. So in this series, it's going to be a multi-part series. We're going to look at one game per video, going over some of the best games that have the best Christmas-themed levels. So these games don't necessarily have to be Christmas games per se, but they can be games that have Christmas-themed or holiday-themed levels that have that feeling of Christmas or give the look of Christmas. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a game completely based on Christmas or anything like that. Those are kind of few and far between. So today's video we are looking at Gex 3 Deep Cover Gecko. This game was released in 1999 on the PS1 and the Nintendo 64. And it's a game I played a lot growing up, but I actually only played it on a demo disc. So the only level I had to play was the Christmas level, and I absolutely loved it. The game was funny. It was an action platformer similar to that of like Banjo-Kazooie. It's a collect-a-thon game, and you run around and you have this funny character, Gex, and he's constantly talking and making references to like pop culture movies, things like that. Everything from like the classic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer cartoon or animation. I think it was like a claymation maybe. And then he even references like The Nightmare Before Christmas, where he calls himself Jack Gexington from Halloween Town. So it's really funny. Just his character is hilarious. All the sayings and quotes from pop culture and different movies that he says throughout the game. Depending on what you're doing, it's just really cool to hear. And it's something I really enjoyed and thought was funny as a kid as well. So the first level in this game is called Holiday Broadcasting, and it's the Christmas level. And it's a ton of fun. It's got great music, lots of Christmas themed stuff going on. It's got like elves ice skating and penguins running around and presents everywhere and just lots of nice things that really just make it feel like a fun Christmas world to be in. And if you notice, or if you're familiar with Banjo-Kazooie, it has a very similar layout. So you collect, instead of collecting puzzle pieces like in Banjo, you collect these bugs or flies that look like little puzzle pieces, but there's 100 of them on each level, and one of your main objectives is to try to find and collect all 100 of these bugs or flies. Each level has 4 objectives, one of them being collect the flies. For instance, on this level you have to defeat the evil Santa, you have to find 5 ice sculptures, and you have to hit them with your tail and turn it into a Gex sculpture. And the next one is you have to find and knock down the snowboarding elves. So it's a really fun level, very simple objectives, and it's just a lot of fun with the character controls and all the different things that you can do as Gex. For instance, you can run around, you can hit things with your tail, you can do a double jump where you jump, press the jump button again, and then he kind of bounces down and springs on his tail, which gives you a higher jump to get to different elevated positions and different areas throughout the level. One thing I enjoy doing in this game is just kind of going around and exploring the different parts of the level. There's a lot of humor, not only with what Gex is always saying, he's always saying something funny, but also if you look around, you can look at the signs, and some of what they're saying on the signs that are posted is really funny. So at one point you can read a message that's been like put there by somebody like peeing on the snow, so it's really funny. At first I thought it was like a spray paint, and then I realized it was somebody just peeing on the snow, which was hilarious. This game has great music though. It's going to be one of those games where the main song or theme in this game is going to get stuck in your head, so you're going to just keep hearing it even after you stop playing the game.
On, my tauntaun fell down! Show me the money,
But control-wise, the game doesn't control bad. It could make use of like a right analog stick. That would have been nice. As it is now, you have to use L1 and R1 to kind of reposition the cameras, which isn't bad. You get used to it. But overall, the controls are not bad. They're pretty good. Navigating some of the platforms with these controls can be a little difficult, but it's not something that's going to like turn you off from the game. You do get used to it. But the game has so much going for it just in this level alone. Now, there's a lot of levels to this game, but this one has always been my favorite. Probably just because it's the only level I played growing up, but I've played it since then, and this one is still one of my favorites, just with how much is going on, and the Christmas music, and just everything is just so much fun. And I always enjoyed chasing down the elves that are ice skating and trying to knock them down, and then you have this like very memorable battle with Santa up on a hilltop where he's throwing presents at you and you have to hit them back with your tail. I think you have to hit him like 3 times to knock him down, but it's just a ton of fun, and there's a lot of things to explore. Like if you get on top of some of these houses, you can actually go down into the chimneys and then walk around and explore inside the house. You also have a life bar that is represented by your footprints, and you can find those throughout the level depending on what you're doing. And you can also find these little bugs, and if you see a bug or a fly flying around, you can grab it with your tongue and it'll give you another life bar. Or if it's just swirling around you and you haven't like eaten it yet, it'll act as like a barrier. So if you get hit by something, it'll kill the bug instead of taking one of your life bars. So it's pretty handy to have flying around you, but it can get a little annoying hearing the buzzing sound constantly. One of my favorite parts of this level is actually where you're on a snowboard and you're going downhill trying to attack these other snowboarding elves, and it's just a lot of fun. The controls work really well for this. It's very smooth and your snowboard just glides really well through the snow. And you get to jump around and do like a spin attack to knock off the other elves, and it's just a lot of fun chasing them down because when they see you coming, they actually try to escape, so they move quicker, and it can actually be a little difficult to hit them sometimes. But I really enjoyed this aspect, and it was something that I just remembered a lot on the demo disc when I played it. But this game, Gex 3 Deep Cover Gecko, is a lot of fun, and it's great to play on the holidays if you want to play something that's Christmas themed. Like I said, that music in this game is really catchy. And all in all, Gex 3 is a really fun game. It has a lot of different levels, and each level has a theme to it. So there's like an Egyptian theme, a Greek theme, an anime theme, a Western theme. There's just several different kinds of different levels and worlds you can play, and each one has its own unique feel to it, unique music, and it's just a ton of fun to play. Definitely recommend playing this game, not only for a holiday game, but just in general. It's a fun game, and it's very similar if you're a fan of Banjo-Kazooie. As I mentioned before, it's very similar in that aspect, but I would say it's more adult-oriented, just with some of the humor in it, some of the posters you see hanging up, some of the sayings that Gex does, and just like, peeing his name into the snow was really funny. But anyways, what is some of your guys' favorite games to play around Christmas, around the holidays? Is there a certain game that you like because of its Christmas stages? Just let me know in the comments section below. Like I said, we're going to be doing another video talking about some of the other games that have some great Christmas levels as well. This one was the one that came to mind for me just because I played it so much, and it's just like the very first level of the game is a Christmas level. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button, and I hope to see you on the next one. See ya.